Hi everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. My name is David. This channel is Damar's Coaching, and this video is a weekly question and answer video I do every Monday. I'm answering you guys' questions from the last video I did last Monday. Please go down below, ask me anything you want, tell us your location, and come back next Monday to watch the video to see my answer. Let me know what you think of my answer. Let me know if I missed your question, I didn't do it on purpose, it's an accident. Please ask again, I encourage you. And you can keep asking me more questions about the same first initial question if you want to know more about it. Okay, so first thing I'd just like to ask you guys to do is please, like I said, tell us your location, let us know where you're at. And also, if you could support a petition that I started a while ago called Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. It's the #1 cause of young people taking their lives. And I'd appreciate it if you could go down below into the comment section, into the description box, and tap that link that takes you to my petition and just say yes, and that's it. If you want to do something else, you can share it with someone else. It's global, it's everybody, there's no reason not to sign it. And if you want to share it at another narcissistic channel like this that touches on stuff like that, please do so. Thank you very much. Before we get into the questions, there's two things I just wanted to cover about things that I posted recently. First one is I posted a questionnaire, a survey, and I asked you guys, here it is, did your parents have the talk with you? The talk, right? And at what age did this happen? And the answers were totally what I expected. 62% says never. Never, that subject is taboo in our family. Unbelievable. Can you think of a better thing that you should talk to your children about as they develop into an adult? Besides what their body's going through, what they're thinking, sex, masturbation, diseases, pregnancy. I mean, my God. My God. I mean, I expected this, but still. I don't know if you guys are astounded. I did this for you guys, so you guys could see, wow, geez. But the problem is if we grow up like this, we think it's normal. It's normal to not ever talk about sex. Why would we talk about sex with my mom and my dad? Gross, weird. Because you take a female, you take a girl turning into a woman, body changing, and this starts pretty young for females. Body's starting to change, growing breasts, hair in different places. Thoughts and feelings I have towards boys, yet the boys my age are so immature. What's going on? What's wrong with me? Starting my period, pads, tampons. I mean, gosh, man. Because if you don't talk to a child about this, then it's just, we're shamed. We're ashamed of all these things. Oh God, I have hair. I don't tell anybody. Oh God, I masturbated. Oh God, I have sexual thoughts about someone. Oh God, my breasts are getting bigger. Oh my God. Insane. All of your parents that didn't talk to you about it are so immature and selfish and narcissistic. It's disgusting. And I don't care what excuses you guys have for them because I know you do. It's all okay. Only 3% at age 16 or older. And between ages of 10 to 15, 24%. Under 10 years of age, 11. So as children, only 35% of you said that your parents talked to you about, had the talk with you. Now, here's the problem. Is I don't know what they talked to you about, but I bet they didn't really talk to you about what they needed to talk to you about. Like I said, right? Turning into a woman, turning into a man, having sexual thoughts and masturbation, touching yourself, your body changing from breast to your penis to your vagina to pubic hair. Huh? Crazy. Crazy thoughts, dating, sex. I mean, just unbelievable. I bet your parents didn't really talk to you about all that. I wonder how many of us really had a good, responsible talk about that subject. Now, the other thing I posted last week was a recording. It was a conversation recorded between an absolute manipulative, toxic, narcissistic person and his victim, a woman. Now, what's sad is, I know there's always some idiots online. There's always some toxic people. There's always people that want to fight, argue, bait, start shit. But there's people in the comment section sticking up for the man, saying, oh, I bet the woman set him up for doing this, and I've seen this before. And the bottom line is you're an idiot. Not only are you a fucking idiot, but you believe that abuse is okay sometimes. Because you didn't say that. You never The few men, and it was just men that obviously have problems with women, don't trust women. You have your own personal experiences. I understand that. I didn't get into that. I didn't accuse you of this, but it's quite obvious. You may not be totally awful human beings. You just abuse people, and you definitely think it's okay for other people to abuse people. And then you try to look more into it and blame the victim and come up with some scenario that matched your stupid fucking experience. You can't keep them separate, huh? Down there, disgusting. Oh yeah, 23 minutes of solid abuse. One way, that's it. I understand that she could have set him up, so abuse is wrong. She pushed him so hard, so abuse is wrong. Could never get that from these few idiots. Idiots. I didn't feel like arguing anymore because you just wanted to keep arguing and arguing and arguing. I get it. How many times do you have to voice your opinion that abuse is okay? And you're going to say, well, I didn't say abuse was okay. Yes, you did. Literally. I could, if you want, I can screenshot him and show it. It's okay. I understand him. Yeah. I get where he's coming from. I've seen this before. She must have set him up, must have done this, must have, but we didn't see that, did we? We didn't see it. All we saw was one-way abuse. It's sick. It's disgusting. We don't sit there and take sides and do this shit. It's just, that's wrong. And if she abused him, that's wrong. And if she set it up, that's wrong. But we didn't see it. It's just, I'm sorry, man. Look, there's one thing when somebody mistreats me, but when I see people mistreat other people, I don't know what it is, but I just come unglued. So that's the end of that. Hope I made my point. And if you idiots, the few idiots on that video want to come here and start arguing with me in my Q&As, yeah, if you want, we can just do a live debate video on abuse is wrong or right. Fucking morons. Next, Dan from Nebraska. Hi, Dan. When my BPD, CPTSD ex-girlfriend slammed the relationship door completely months ago, at first I was devastated and confused, addicted. But now puzzle pieces are falling into place. David, my question is, why would she have been so elusive, evasive, gray fog as to details of her life in the last year? Almost as if she was hiding something. Intuition kept warning me. I ignored it. That is, until she pulled her social media accounts and ghosted me. I found that perplexing. I'm sorry, Dan. That's awful. Total split on you. Maybe it took time, but it seems like she couldn't be more opposite, right? So typically what it is, Dan, is she's completely manipulative, cheating on you, hiding from you, exploiting you, using you, waiting to leave you for something better, stuff like this. The other alternative is she's completely delusional and believes that you were doing something wrong when you actually weren't, and she couldn't put a pinpoint on it and didn't know what to do about it and just started being not vulnerable at all anymore and started to detach from you. I'm sorry, I don't know which one, but those are the two options that I've come up with. I don't know her. And I'm terribly sorry. I hope, Dan, that you've got the help that you needed so that you can feel better today and understand all this better. I cut off the name because it was just letters and numbers, but it says, hello, Mr. DeMars. I'm located in Florida, United States. Hello. My situation is as follows. I dated a covert narcissist for 5 months. I'm just going to check. Some of your guys' questions are actually pages long. Okay. I dated a covert narcissist for 5 months and it broke me, drained me of my life and passion, but did allow me to finally find the self-awareness to identify these toxic patterns I had always been involved in. I broke up with him and he then went on to smear me to everyone, including stalkers and groomers whom tried to groom me online at 16, 17. Nice. Now all of them smear me, telling anyone who listens that I am an abusive psychopath who raped men, etc. I understand they're broken people. I do have sympathy, but how do I let go of the effects of the smear campaign on me? It really hurt to hear such awful things and see people be turned against me over insane allegations. It really hurt my ego to be humiliated like that publicly, and they used everything from my ex describing sex to making fun of me for the death of my mother to being assaulted. Jesus. You can't get any more disgusting of human beings, and they're smearing you. Hilarious. As somebody asked me about projection, there you go. That's what a smear campaign is. A disgusting, nasty, gross person who abuses people, trying to make everyone convinced that the target is the abuser. That's it. Projection. I'm really sorry. This stuff is so damaging. Please support my petition. Please, anybody else who doesn't care about this stuff, support my petition anyway. #1 cause of suicide. Is that good enough reason? You know, you want people to understand your abuse and your experiences and your trauma. Why don't you try to understand other people's? And then I'd have more than 1,000 people supporting my petition. If people actually cared about other people's pain. It really hurt your ego. Your ego is going to be okay. So, you know, there's a criminal route. There's a civil route. You said you're in Florida. This is illegal. So you can take a criminal point of view and talk to a lawyer. You can take a civil attack on this, talk to a lawyer. It wouldn't hurt to talk to a lawyer anyway. You can call your Florida state bar and they'll connect you to a lawyer for probably like $40. You can ask them about it. And then after that, you just accept it. You accept that you have enemies. You accept that not everybody likes you. Accept, like you did, that there's toxic people. And you keep it out of your life as much as possible. And you counter it. You tell people in your life sometimes, and they, oh, that's not true. You're better than that. You're a good person. And you tell yourself that. And keep this out of your life. If this is on social media, then stay off the social media. Don't look at it. Tell people I don't want to hear about it. Because the only real damage is to you. It doesn't really matter what people think about you too much. People that know you isn't going to change their opinion of you. People that get turned to this are disgusting idiots. Immoral morons. You want them in your life? No. There's a good movie. Came out in the 90s, an Italian movie, A Bronx Tale. Chaz Palminteri has this little kid he's taken under his wing, and this little kid's chasing another kid down the street. And he stops and he says, "Kid, what's the matter? What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, he owes me $20. He says, "Let it go, man. It only costs you $20 to realize this guy's a fucking asshole." Right? Somebody turns on you because they believe this shit, good. Maybe something worse would have happened. But you really needed him, huh? That's my best advice, guys. Talk to somebody about this stuff. Talk about it. Tell people. Don't see it. Don't be around it. Fight it if you want to fight it. If you don't, then accept it and don't let it in your life. The more that you know who you are, the less this stuff affects you. I promise. I've endured this stuff for years. I don't even care anymore. It's a compliment. Thanks for thinking about me. I'm glad I live rent-free in your head. You're living rent-free in these disgusting people's heads. They're obsessed with you. And the thing that changes it is you don't react and they get a life. At least you have control over the first half. Rose from the United Kingdom. He constantly wants to get involved with anything, really. Other people's lives. Want to help. Be the person everyone goes to. There's nothing private. He likes to try to get involved with any problem. Yeah, because he's a narcissist and has no boundaries. Now, Rose has been commenting for a long time. I feel like I met her husband, lived with him, been friends with him, got screwed over by him, abused, traumatized by him already. Yeah, your husband's disgustingly narcissistic, and he doesn't care about anybody else, and he doesn't have boundaries or respect anybody else's boundaries, and he wants to be the man. The man with the master plan, the man that knows everything. You always go to him for everything. We need him. Because that's what they want. They want you dependent on them. Feel important, feel special, unique. Yeah. Disgusting. Raul Rodriguez from California. Healing family from California again. Can you explain the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath? You're awesome. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. You're sweet. Without getting into massive details, right? Just general. They both fit the criteria for typically, not always, fit the criteria for antisocial personality disorder. So in the regards, they meet that criteria. They're the same there. And so what happened to them? The difference is one is born, the psychopath is born this way, and is later triggered in life. These are very new discoveries based on very new recent studies. A psychopath is born this way. Their brain does not function properly, does not develop into a fully functioning human adult. Almost the entire prefrontal cortex is dead. Nothing. Black. You can Tell a psychopath on a brain scan now. Same with other disorders. Like now we can tell borderline on a brain scan. That's how profound it is. Dead. No empathy, no compassion, no connection with human beings, does not care. The sociopath is similar, but was made this way due to trauma and taught how to be a horrible antisocial person. It's not just trauma. The sociopath needs a parent, an influence, caretaker, somebody in their life to teach them to be antisocial. That it's okay to rob, steal, cheat, lie, be physically violent and hurt people and attack people, things like this. It's okay. That's the sociopath. The psychopath is born this way, doesn't have much brain activity. At some point early in adulthood, when life becomes stressful, if there's some kind of trauma, abuse, neglect, things like this growing up, that will trigger it. So there are psychopaths walking amongst you. You can detect it, brain scan, psychopath, but they haven't been triggered. So they have more empathy and compassion, right? They function okay. Interesting, huh? But the sociopath was made, the psychopath was born. That's the best way to clarify those two. There's many more differences. I've made videos about the differences. But that's the general difference. Thank you. And OVERKILIIL, sorry, 1613, almost misspelled your name. I've noticed after the abuse from my borderline ex, I now have separation anxiety. I was out fishing with a friend of mine and he walked away. After 10 minutes went by, I thought to myself, is he coming back? Will this ever go away? Please don't tell me I'm stuck like this, Pennsylvania. Well, you could feel like this forever if you don't get the help that you need, but if you get the help that you need, then you'll be fine. Yeah. It's about offering security to ourselves. It's about reassuring ourselves. I'm not going to be afraid. If you do understand what loss is and grief, you'll understand it's about us, not the people that we lose too much. Yes, I know I love this person more than this one, but still I hate to be by myself. See that? It's the biggest time we introspect, self-ridicule, self-examine. And sometimes it can be so hard, we don't want to look at ourselves. Sometimes it hurts too much. I can't be alone at all. Don't leave me. And we can feel like this when we lost a sense of who we are in a past relationship that abused us and it was traumatizing and we didn't get what we need, what we want, didn't feel good, didn't match our values. They didn't value what we value. We didn't stay true to our beliefs. So we lost this sense of ourselves and now we're in another relationship and I don't want to be about myself and I'm more scared of abandonment. And so we need to learn how to reassure ourselves, offer our own emotional security, developing a relationship with ourselves more, giving ourselves what we need more, expressing what we need and want to other people, connecting with people, providing what we need and caring for ourselves. I'm sorry. It's a shitty feeling. Get help and start healing from your past. Start understanding it. And start learning what your emotional needs are and start providing them for yourself. Biggest one, security. Start securing yourself. Start feeling secure. Doing things that make you feel secure. Learn how to trust other people. Learn what you want and do something towards that every day. Know exactly how you feel and express your emotions and know where they came from and learn. Know exactly what you value and show this every day. Many more things, but that's what you need, okay? Hope that helps. Let's see where we are. And you're from Pennsylvania. Thanks for telling us. Don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations, everybody. Let us know where you are at. I think some people don't watch the videos, just ask questions. Hello, Mr. DeMars. Ended up here after my therapist suggests I do some research on BPD to potentially identify it. Welcome to the channel. Oh man, is this some good stuff. You mentioned here about BPD men tend to not care about their children, which was my biggest problem with the therapist's suggestion. I thought that the BPD's main points revolved around quality of relationships, but now I'm more stuck between BPD, NPD, ASPD, etc. Trying to identify what I'm dealing with. Is there any meaningful differentiation between them all with so many overlapping traits? Could you or anyone point me to one of your videos, if you have one specific, that goes more in depth about these differentiations, specifically in men-father relationships? I'll keep digging through all this, though. Some very insightful things here. I don't know where you're from. If you're in this country, we use what's called the DSM, the Diagnostical Statisticals, a Manual of Mental Illness and Disorders. The DSM Edition 5. These are what professionals use to diagnose people with these disorders, these specific ones you're asking about. So you can always go look at a copy of that, open it up, and read about each one and understand that each one has a very distinct criteria. And it's not one thing, it's several. So if I tell you one thing, it won't work because they don't have to even have that one thing. I'd have to tell you all of them. Does that make sense? So if you take like borderline, there's 9 diagnostic traits. You only need 5 to have the disorder. If I tell you, well, borderline is always fear of abandonment, but not every borderline has that massive fear of abandonment. You see that? So what good would that do? Or I could tell you borderlines have fear of abandonment, but narcissists could too. So now you have someone with massive fear of abandonment, and I just said it's borderline, you think they're borderline, but they're actually narcissists. Or they have 2. Very common that be comorbid with 2 personality disorders. So what are we going to do, huh? Well, how about borderline is characterized by emotional dysregulation and fear of abandonment. Narcissistic personality disorder is a massive sense of entitlement, feeling special and unique and extremely insecure, and will never let you see that. Antisocial personality disorder is based on crime, criminal behavior, because it's the most antisocial behavior you can have. Does that help? I hope it does. You left one out of the cluster B, histrionic. Histrionic is the absolute center of attention. No matter what, will do anything to be that center of attention. And if I'm not the center of attention, I'm going to cause humongous problems, even attack you or sue you. How's that? Hope that helped. Let me know. Healing Family from California again. Hello. Can you please explain projection a bit more and give some examples to make sure I'm understanding it? Thank you. Yeah, you know the projector, the old projector, we plug in and it shines the light, we put the slides in or whatever, and it projects an image onto that. That's what they're doing. They're projecting something onto somebody else. And what it is something they cannot accept or manage about themselves. I'm a compulsive liar, and that's why I accuse people of lying all the time. You're lying to me. God, you just lie all the time. And if you say, God, I think I do, or something like that, then boom, it worked. Psychologically, now I don't have to accept what's wrong with me, and now it's you. Yeah, you have to be that small, though, to do it. Literally, I mean, you have to be that small of a human being with a brain like that small. Jeez. I knew someone, literally, right when I met him, he got at my face, screamed, yelled, and threatened me, and I just stood there silently. And then he went and calmed down, and a minute later came back and said that he started accusing me of walking up into his face, yelling at him, and threatening him. And I'm just sitting there going, dude, I haven't moved. I haven't said a word. Fucking know you. Cuckoo. Yeah. Slightly delusional. Here's a great example, because this is, you guys want to know disgusting, toxic behavioral examples? Just look at politics. They're great. Bunch of psychopaths. Yeah. And, I know today we're so divided and I can't say one thing about one side or the other, or it means I'm on one side or the other, but I'm not. They're all disgusting. Anybody who says, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat, why? Are you a politician? No, you're not. Why don't you just vote for the best person or stay out of it? People that say, you got to vote. No, please don't vote. If you don't know what you're talking about and you don't know the truth, don't vote, please. And politicians, our American politicians, the highest concentration of psychopaths in the world is Washington, D.C. So when you start favoritizing a politician and thinking, oh, they're a great person, yeah, you're cuckoo. Yeah, you're fooled. So here's some great examples, okay? We have, it's an election, right? We have our vice president running against an ex-president, right? The current vice president hasn't done a single thing. And I'm not being political. You guys know that. She has done nothing the past 4 years. She has not cared about a single disaster. She has not gone to the train wreck. She hasn't gone to the hurricane. She hasn't gone to anything. The Maui, nothing. Didn't care, never said a word. Now that it's election time, she's boots on the ground. Yeah? But that's okay. I get it. That's fine. You know, you want to politicize it, make it about your campaign. But no, what does she say when she gets there? What does she say, guys? Oh, I can't believe that the governor of Florida is politicizing this hurricane. No, he's not. He's taking care of actually doing really good stuff. And she said, oh, I called the governor to help. He wouldn't answer my phone. The governor came out and said, no one's called me. I've been talking to the president who I'm supposed to talk to about this disaster. The vice president has nothing to do about this at all, right? But she comes down and she says to Ron DeSantis, the governor, he's the one that is politicizing this hurricane. The vice president, who has no reason to be there, nothing at all, never cared about any catastrophe, during a campaign, shows up and accuses people of politicizing it. She's done nothing to it. You can't get any better projection than that. You want a better one? The week before and the week after our debate, where our president was finally discovered as literally cannot take care of himself, can't wipe his own butt, probably, right? Couldn't have a debate, can't think about stuff, can't remember nothing. Can't remember, doesn't know where he is, can't walk off stage, can't remember people's names. And people are trying to say this and they're like, oh no, he's great. He's great. Total gaslighting, right? And then once he lost the debate and it was clear he can't even remember what he's talking about. Oh no, they're all, oh, he's great. No, he's great. He's with it. He's with it. That's gaslighting. But what they did after that is try to accuse the last president of being inept, cognitively declining, all these things. And it's just like, dude, I hate them all, by the way. They can all go to hell, okay? We can find much better people than all of them. But, are you kidding me? The guy who does 3-hour rallies in 110 degrees here in Vegas for 3 hours, that guy's cognitively declining, doesn't even use projectors or teleprompters, nothing. Can sit there on any interview, any channel, any person, and I don't like him. I gotta make that clear, or you guys are gonna accuse me. And any political debates down below are getting terminated. Any of them. Say one thing, and I know what you guys are gonna say. You're gonna say, you guys are gonna go accuse Trump of something that Biden does. Total projection, hilarious. So there's projection. You can always look at politics and see them all doing it. They're all manipulative, lying. They're all gaslighting. They're all projecting. They're all lying, and then they accuse each other of lying. It's disgusting. It's a big, gross swamp. So I hope that didn't trigger some politicians out there, you guys. And you can just understand that it's us against the government, not one side of the country against the other side of the country. It's supposed to be all of us together and screw the government. But it's not like that anymore. Those are my examples of projection. I hope that helped. Mike, maybe you'll tell us where you're from later. I see my ex every day at work, and our relationship with dating was around 2 months. The beginning was beautiful, but it came all pretty fast. I never knew what my mood was going to be like each day. The pressure, the expectations, her feeling not good enough because of lacking intimacy, punishing me with, I will never go to that place with you ever again. No touching for you today. I won't do X, Y with you ever again because you said I'm not good enough. I didn't know. Do you see the control? Do you see the control, the power? Someone who's trying to have all the power in the relationship. Someone who lost their power when they were children, probably because they got touched. And now they're withholding sex and withholding this and withholding that. That's called neglect, and it's abuse. It's disgusting. She cut me out of her life and is completely ice cold towards me, and it hurts. It was very long, and I didn't see the need to describe all the abuse for a couple pages. Your question's right here. Everything you mentioned, the videos on your channel, 90% of it applies to her. The pattern is the same. Just wonder if she will ever be happy in her life. I don't know. How would I know? Sorry. I can't help you more. I don't know. If this person, I have no idea who they are, will ever be happy in their life. You guys put a lot of weight on happy. Is the goal to be happy all the time or something? I'm not sure. Is that, I'm being serious. Are we here just to be happy? And we don't say feel happiness, do we? You always say be happy. Well, if it's a state of being, do it now. How do you reach that state of being, of constant, always happiness? I'll tell you one thing it takes. Misery, pain, suffering. Or else, how do you know you're happy? I think there's long-term emotions like depression, and there's short, quick ones like happiness. And it really doesn't matter, because you got to realize that emotions are like an onion, and you can peel layer after layer after layer, meaning that our bodies can have 100 different emotions at the same time. And I can be happy with you right now, but I can be depressed about what happened 20 years ago, and sad my dog died last week, and really nervous about the test I got to take next week. So great, I'm happy for a moment with you. Will she ever be happy? Yes. There'll be a moment in her life, well, she'll say I'm happy, and I can't argue with her. So yes. Does that help? I don't know. Will she be comfortable? Probably not. Because that's what we're seeking, comfort, not happiness. Okay, let's see here. There was a question, and I just lost it, I think. Okay, there's one more question. And I want to try to answer it, and it's very long again. He says, hello, David. I'm from South Carolina. I still ruminate quite fairly about a toxic job I had. A female boss and male coworker who were two sides of the same manipulative cluster B. So you go on about these coworkers, and you say, I feel like I have trauma from this job due to the negativity and emotional abuse and the sexual harassment. I have self-doubt when I was always a very confident, happy person. I'm 2.5 years removed from her and 10 months removed from the jerk coworker. Why does this feel so hard to get over? And then you ask, bruised ego? Doubt it. Ego's what you are out here. Who cares? Bruised self. Self-worth. Yeah? Self-respect. How about those, maybe? Self-esteem. I bet those were affected. Who cares about the ego? Blech. Easy to repair an ego. That's easy. This is harder. Could take years. My question to you was, and you didn't answer me a week ago, so I don't think you came back ever. I don't know if you'll watch this, let me know. But the question is what have you done to heal from this? Because time isn't something we do. That's called waiting. What are you waiting for? Best way to raise your self-worth after abuse is to show that you're worthy enough of the help that you need and get it. It's amazing. You know, you don't see all these people with broken down cars trying to fix it themselves, you know. They go to a mechanic to get it fixed. Probably costs more than a therapist. But you won't go fix your brain, yourself. Well, then you're not worthy of it. That's not decided by me. That's decided by you. We're the ones that determine our own self-worth. So if you won't go get help, then you're not worthy of it. If you want to change it tomorrow. Go get help, okay? It really is that simple, guys. We can all heal. We can all heal. I'm not saying there's, 100% positive, successful mental health professionals and things like that. Obviously, no career. But get help. Get help. That's it. Not much else to say about it, really. Egos are easy to repair. Everybody wants to fix their ego in 1 hour. Contact me. You want to fix your emotional self-worth and esteem and respect? Might need to talk to me more than once. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. Let me know what you guys think of my answers. Please keep adding more. Tell us your locations. Please support what I'm doing here if you like it. Subscribe, thumbs up, share it, ask questions. Tell us your locations. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. Have a beautiful week.